Hello, everybody. My name is Dale, and it's a beautiful mid-October day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. A perfect day to talk about weather. 2 summers ago, I noticed that our local TV station was advertising that we should watch their news broadcast because of their 10-day forecast. Now, that implied that their 10-day forecast was accurate and something that could be counted on. So I decided to check that and see how accurate it really was. So for the last year, I've been watching every day and saving their charts and what have you, and I now have the results of what I found. I checked three things. I checked for temperature, sky cover, and precipitation. And when it comes to temperature, the 10-day forecast was only accurate 1/3 of the time, 1 out of 3 days. Sky cover did much better. There they got it right 2/3 of the time. And with precipitation, it was 50% of the time they got it right 10 days out. So if you'd like to know how I figured out those numbers, keep watching. One thing I would like to say, though, is with precipitation events, there were 56 days during that year where the precipitation was either a 1/4 inch of rain or 2 inches of snow. And of those 56 days, only 4 were predicted correctly at 10 days out. And then of those 56 days, 18 of those days were significant, where we had at least an inch of rain or 6 inches of snow. And none of those 18 days were predicted correctly at 10 days out. So take the 10-day forecast for what it is, with a grain of salt probably, and probably should make sure you have that umbrella close by. Thanks for sticking with me. What I did to come up with all those numbers I just gave you is, starting on October 14th of 2021, each day for 365 days in a row, I went to the local TV station's website and pulled up their 10-day forecast. This forecast was put out the day before. What you see here was put out on Thursday of that week. And I looked at three things. I looked at temperature, I looked at sky cover, and precipitation. So just as a quick explanation, with the temperature, if you see there on Friday, it said the high was 68 and the low was 46. The 46 is off to the right of that box. What that indicates is that low temperature is what's predicted for the overnight Friday period into Saturday morning. And generally that low temperature Saturday morning happens around sunrise. So the low temperature for Saturday is actually the temperature that's shown in the Friday box for the day before. So that's the parameter I use for 365 days in a row to come up with temperature. Sky cover, I use the icons that they put in their 10-day forecast, and you can see there's 7 main icons that they use, from completely sunny to a little bit of clouds, 1 cloud, 2 clouds, 3 clouds, 4 clouds, and then no sun at all. And I observed conditions at my house each day, and this is sort of subjective, which is one of the reasons why they got such a good grade on sky cover, is I determined which one of those icons was the most accurate for the day, and then if they hit it within at least one, I gave them a passing grade. And then as far as precipitation, there was one thing I had to determine. Is showers and rain the same thing? And I decided no, rain is more significant than showers. So basically what I did when I put it on my chart for each day was, if the precipitation was less than a 1/4 inch, I called it showers. If it was more than a 1/4 inch for that day, then I called it rain. And then with temperature, I also put some parameters in there. I used the official temperature at our local official site, which is the Harrisburg Airport, and decided if the high and the low average temperature, the actual temperature for that day, the high and low average, if it was within 3 degrees of what was predicted for that day, then I gave them a passing grade. They also had to not miss the high or the low by more than 5 degrees. So the average had to be within 3 without missing the high or low by more than 5. And they got a passing grade. And what I did each day is, for instance here, on October 13th, it was actually October 3rd, I went and pulled up the 10-day forecast and put the 10-day forecast in this box on the October 13th date. So that's what was predicted 10 days earlier. Then I did the same thing for 7 days. At 7 days out, I put that 7-day box in here. And then at 3 days out, I put the 3-day box in here. And then just did that for 365 days in a row. And you can see the yeses and the nos there after the actual day went by and I had actual temperatures, sky cover, rain conditions, and what have you. Then I put it in, added it all up, and gave you the numbers that I gave you. So the takeaway lesson from all of this is that when it comes to temperature, they're reasonably accurate, probably close enough that you can see trends and think and sort of make some long-range plans. Sky cover, same thing. But when it comes to precipitation, and especially significant precipitation events, there is some room for improvement. When there was more than an inch of rain or more than 6 inches of snow, those events were predicted 0 times out of 18. There were 18 events during the year that we had more than an inch of rain or more than 6 inches of snow. None of them were predicted at 10 days out. 4 of those events were predicted at 7 days out, and at 3 days out, 13 of them were predicted correctly. So probably a good idea to take the umbrella with you all the time. Alright, thanks for watching.